Unleash the power of knowledge and connect with the heartbeat of the African diaspora. Download our African Diaspora News Channel app now on Google Play and Apple App Store. Stay informed with authentic and diverse perspectives, breaking news, and cultural insights. Immerse yourself in a community that celebrates unity, resilience, and progress. Experience the vibrancy of the diaspora at your fingertips. Don't miss out. Empower your perspective today. Search African Diaspora News Channel and join the conversation. My
name is Naledi Mfoloe, and it is my absolute pleasure to welcome you to the latest edition of the African Diaspora News Channel, where we unravel the stories that shape our world and our communities. Recently, the Economic Freedom Fighters, EFF, a prominent South African political party, has made a strong statement rejecting allegations made by United States against Burkina Faso's president, Captain Ibrahim Traoré. Now, at a Senate hearing earlier this month, General Michael Langley, the commander of the U.S. Africa Command, which is AFRICOM, claimed that Burkina Faso's gold revenues were being misused to sustain the military government rather than benefiting the people. But this is a narrative we must question. The EFF has swiftly and unequivocally rejected these accusations, calling them imperialist interference. And quite frankly, I agree with the EFF. Let's break this down. The United States has a long history of meddling in African affairs. We all know that. And it seems this is just another case of the West trying to impose its will on a sovereign African nation. President Ibrahim Traoré, a man who is committed to reclaiming Burkina Faso's natural resources for the benefit of its people, stands in direct opposition to the foreign powers who seek to control Africa's wealth. And for that, we all know that they want to remove him and discredit him.
I can imagine a situation, though, in which the ruling elite of a country is receiving gratuities on the side that inure to the benefit of the strongman leader and not to the populace of the country. Does that sort of corruption and bribery go on with regard to the Belt and Road?
Absolutely, Chairman. I see this, and I don't mind calling them out, but Captain Traoré and Burkina Faso, as they know that both, whether it's their gold reserves, that is all those proceeds are just in exchange to protect the junta regime.
Burkina Faso has taken a firm stance against colonialism, particularly French neocolonialism, and this has rattled the West. And so it's honestly no surprise that AFRICOM would accuse President Traoré of corruption, all while they fail to provide any concrete evidence for these claims. So let's not be fooled by these narratives, people. I think this is not about corruption, but it's about a sovereign African nation refusing to bow down to foreign powers who have for years used Africa as a personal playground.
America must never tell us what to do. The same United States, which is furious at being cut off from the riches of Burkina Faso, cannot tell us what to do. We stand with Captain Traore. We stand with Traore because we know that Traore stands for the unity of Africa. We are Traore, and Traore is all of us. If they kill Traore, you must know they would have created another wound in the continent of Africa. We must defend him the same way we defend the unity of Africa. We must defend China for defying the USA and telling the USA to go to hell because they don't understand how the tariffs works. Donald Trump is an enemy of himself and all of us. And he must know the EFF is not scared of him. The EFF is not scared of Israel. The EFF is not scared of Morocco. The EFF is not scared of the imperialist forces. The EFF will stand on the side of the people of DRC, the people of Sudan, and the people of Sahrawi.
The EFF has condemned these allegations as just another attempt to destabilize an African government that dares to put its people first. The EFF issued a statement on social media calling out the West for interfering in African countries' internal matters. And I wholeheartedly agree. As Africans, we need to reject the notion that any foreign power has the right to dictate how we manage our resources and govern our nations or shape our futures. What's happening in Burkina Faso under President Traore is the epitome of African self-determination. He's taking steps to ensure that Burkina Faso's minerals, particularly the gold, benefits the people of the country and not foreign corporations or colonial powers. So this is the kind of leadership Africa needs. Leaders who understand that their duty is to their people first and not Western interest.
And then Obama killed Gaddafi. And then nothing has happened. We're here today with Libya being destroyed and unable to recover because of America. We know very well that where NATO gets involved, those are terrorists. We know very well where the US says we're going in to install peace. That place will never know peace as long as America has visited that place.
So my call to everyone is that let's not be naive here, right? These accusations from AFRICOM, which is a United States military command for Africa, are a clear example of the hypocrisy we've seen time and time again. The West has exploited Africa's resources and undermined our sovereignty. But when an African leader steps up and demands that these resources stay within Africa, suddenly they're accused of corruption. It's a double standard we've all seen before.
All right, it looks like it's time for us to go save the people of Burkina Faso. This guy got on U.S. Senate hearing and said that the president of Burkina Faso, Ibrahim Traoré, has become a threat to his own people. You already know what that means, what that sounds like. That means it's time for us to go liberate the people of Burkina Faso. And of course, they're going to use a black man. The blackface is always a house nigga. Every time they're going to use, every time they want to use violence on black people, they use a black man from the West to come bring it on Africans. Like, America has realized they have black people in power who they can use now to destroy Africa. But yes, this house, Michael Langley, is now the guy who's going to be the face of America going into Burkina Faso.
The US and the European powers have long used African resources to fuel their own economies, leaving us with little to show for it. And now that we have leaders like Ibrahim Traoré who refuse to allow that kind of exploitation to continue, the West will do everything it can to discredit him. They don't want Africa to rise. They don't want us to control our own resources and chart our own path forward. But I believe this is a pivotal moment for Africa. This is where we as Africans must come together. The EFF's call for African unity is spot on. We cannot let Western powers continue to divide us, continue to dictate who should lead us and how our resources should be managed. We cannot stand by and let them discredit leaders like Ibrahim Traoré, who are putting the interests of the people first. I believe this isn't just about Burkina Faso. This is about all of Africa. Seen this playbook from the West too many times, they have systemically removed or undermined any leader who dares to challenge their dominance, whether through smearing campaigns, economic sanctions, or even military intervention. We've seen them destroy the legacies of our heroes, of our leaders who wanted nothing more than for Africa to be free, independent, and prosperous. So I say African leaders need to unite. Trump wants to do what he says is best for the Americans, but always has issues when other leaders do what is best for their own. I say this to every African: stand with Burkina Faso, stand with President Ibrahim Traoré, and stand with economic freedom fighters for their call for an Africa that is united, sovereign, and independent. We cannot allow the West to keep exploiting us and to keep controlling us. We must unite and take control of our own destinies. What are your thoughts on this? Let's continue the conversation in the comment section. And while you're at it, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. That's it.